This is the Relationship Capital Podcast, where we talk to the top thought leaders and practitioners from around the world about how to grow your most valuable resource, your network. I'm your host, Adrian Chenault, and Relationship Capital is brought to you by your friends at Contact Mapping, the #1 app for building your network. Hey everyone, it's Adrian from Contact Mapping, and I am so excited to have the opportunity to interview a legend in network marketing, Dino Nedelko, who is just somebody who has risen to the top of the profession really, really quickly. He's got a big heart, and he is somebody who I really admire his approach. So Dino, thank you so much for being here today.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you for having me here.
Yeah, it's great to have you. So, Dino, what I want to first ask you is a question that I like to ask every guest, which is, if you're thinking about somebody who is trying to build their business by developing relationships the right way, what is the #1 piece of advice that you would give to that person about how you've done it and what works?
Well, I would say the most important thing really is to have interest in the person that you are talking to. Because so many people are, trying just to, just offer them whatever it suits for them, but not for the person you're talking to. So basically, the major thing is have interest, genuine interest of what they need, what they are doing, and then you can find, the solution for them, what they need, going forward.
That's fantastic. And for somebody that maybe is newer to this, or was getting that genuine interest in someone else, was that something that you needed to cultivate at the beginning in order to make it easier for you to do that? Or was it something that kind of came naturally for you?
Well, to be honest, Adrian, when I started at the beginning for the first few months, because I was in the situation that it was not easy for me, because I was almost completely broke. I didn't have $100 to my account when I really got started. So what happened is I saw people almost they just need to give me the money. See what I'm saying? I just saw them through that. And what happened, really, I didn't have any much success. I didn't have a lot of success because I was interested in me and what I get from it instead of them. And then one of my mentors came to me and he said, Dino, you know what? Everything is great, but you have to change your approach. You have to be interested in genuinely what they do and what they need. And once that happens, then you're going to turn your things around. And I just did it after maybe 3-4 months in the business. I switched that mentality. And immediately, money was never a problem anymore. See what I'm saying? But just this mentality that needed to be switched.
That's exactly right. And I think it does. It's not easy at first, because a lot of times when you get into this profession, it's because you need the money. You feel like I need these people to sign up. And somehow you have to make that shift in your mind to say, yes, that is what I want or what I need. But nevertheless, if I don't choose to kind of get interested and prioritize that other person, then neither of us is going to get what we want. And so it's just, you have to kind of force yourself to make that change, right?
That's right.
That's great. And so Dino's from Slovenia, and so talk a little bit about, obviously, that's not generally considered to be the hotbed of network marketing in the world. And so how did you first get exposed, and how did you sort of overcome that? Probably you didn't know anyone else at least in your country or not many people anyway, that were doing network marketing.
Well, it's very interesting, because most of the people even don't know where this country is, because it's a very small, it's in the middle of Europe. Always when I tell them, do you know where is Italy or Hungary or Austria? Everybody's like, oh, I know where is it. I said, okay, we are just the neighbors of those countries, yes. Right? So it's just 1.9 million people in the country. Again, very small country, but again, on the other side, a lot of things are coming inside the country very fast. When something comes to Europe, I would say Slovenia, it's one of the first 5 countries that the things are coming in. And the reason why, because many Slovenians are very much connected abroad, just because we are so small country. And if you want to do big things, we always need to be connected with some bigger countries. And what happens is of course, US, Slovenia, and you always want to bring something back home if you can, right? That's why a lot of ideas are coming in fast. But again, it's a small country, so it's really hard to, build just business in one country, right? So that's why when I got exposed back in 2015, I actually got exposed from someone from Germany that told me about network marketing, right? And once this happened, yeah, of course, I started to build my own business back home in my home country. But because again, the limitation of 1.9 million people comparing the entire world, right? And like what, 7+ billion people in the world, I was like, you know what? Let me go and play in a little bit bigger ocean, right? Not just here in just small, like lake here, just trying to do the thing. So that was one of the reasons why I actually went internationally very fast. Yeah. So but it's been really fun for the last 4.5 years, to being able to just go around and see the things.
Well, you have really done what you just said. So talk about where the two places that you're headed next, and then I have a question about that.
Yeah, so I'm here in the US just for the next 2 days, and then I have like just a couple of days event in London, in the UK, and then I'm heading for 2 weeks in Africa to Africa in Nigeria, because that's where I also do a lot of business there as well. But basically, it's just like, it's very simple. Like, I just try to help as many people as possible in as many places as possible. It doesn't matter where it takes me. I'm ready to go and make things happen. So.
And how do you find developing relationships across like some fairly significant cultural boundaries in the case of Nigeria, or some of these places that are less culturally similar to maybe Western Europe or Eastern Europe?
That's where really relationships come in play, and that's where really you have to be good in creating the genuine relationships, and really be interested in people. Because I'm gonna tell you one thing, like when I got started about 3.5 years ago in Nigeria, I didn't have no one there. I didn't know no one there. I just had one person that we got connected over Skype. By that time, we had like a short Skype call. And the thing was, it because I understood from the very first day, I need to build relationships. I like my principle is like that. I can meet all people online, but I'm gonna try to take them offline as soon as possible, so I can really, meet people, just shake their hands, just really build this genuine relationship, so we can recognize each other by the face, by the voice, all those kind of things. And the same happened to me, like in our team in Nigeria as well. The culture is completely different, the technology is completely different, everything else is different. But because I know it's not about me, it's not about my culture, it's not about where I'm coming from, but it's about what they do and where they're coming from. So like, I always tell people, like, if you want to build great teams all around the world, go to the country, spend some time there, learn their culture. If it's needed, you're going to dance their dance, see what I'm saying? If it's needed, you're going to, of course, eat the food they're eating, all those kind of things. This is how you really, create this genuine relationship with people, that they're going to say, you know what, he's not here just because he's caring about himself, but he's here because he's caring about us.
Yeah, I think the word that comes to mind as you share that is humility. And I think that that's something that I really have observed in you, just watching the way that you interact with people. You could be somebody that's walking around, chest puffed up, going on, I'm a big deal, I'm a big shot. You run in some big time circles, but instead, every interaction that I've had with you, every interaction I watch you have with other people coming up to you and wanting to talk to you, there's just this heart and this humility and this, I just see myself as a fellow human being. And I think that sometimes we underappreciate how attractive that is, whether you're at the top of the totem pole or the bottom. That if you like, people might go, oh, like, I couldn't talk to Dino, he's this big earner, he's whatever. But you just want people to treat you like a normal person. Like, so no matter where you are on that spectrum, like, we just want to be seen and cared for as a human being first. And people, I think, underestimate how powerful that really is.
That's correct. Yep.
Well, one last question for you, Dino, just kind of parting thoughts in terms of anything that you really believe is the key to your own success as you've been able to build in network marketing very rapidly to a really great level. Any parting advice that you would share?
Yeah, like you just shared, like, the first and the most important thing is definitely, just being humble, just being really always ready to help genuinely other people, have interest in them and all those kind of things, right? But sorry about that. But the other thing what I'm saying here is, oh, come on, let me just show you.
Okay, you can turn it off.
Yeah, I'm trying to turn it off, but I just can't. All right, now it's going to come. Come on. All right. So the first thing, like I said, it's, you know, really being humble and being able to really, you know, get in I would say in the other people's houses. This is how I say sometimes. See what I'm saying? Really understand. Because like to be honest, I don't have problems to come to someone, and when they ask me like, oh, can you come and stay with us? Yes, fine, I'm gonna do it, because, you know, it's about relationship. You know,
Yeah.
like many people says, you know, find, you know, strangers, you know, and turn strangers into friends, and then friends into family, right? And the same, it's here, very simple. So first of all, that. The second of all, whatever you do, doesn't matter which kind of business you do, just have focus. Because if you are not focused, you're not going to achieve things. I see so many things spending their time every single day, like 2 hours, 3 hours per day, but they don't do anything because they're not focused. They're just trying to, you know, get something done a little bit, but nothing like really 100% focused. So like I always tell people, you don't need to have, you know, 10 hours per week to build your network marketing business or any other business, you know, just or build relationships by itself, right? What you need to do, even if it's just 1 hour, but if you take this 1 hour very seriously, being focused and effective on the things, you're going to do way more than majority of people in 10 hours, right?
Yep.
And the last thing I'm gonna tell you, it's just, you just have to be ready to learn. You just have to become better every single day. Because like so many people think, oh, you know what, I'm gonna just get one big shot in my, you know, organization, in my team, whatever I wanna do, and then I'm done for life. And we always know that that's not the truth, right? The truth is always, you know, you cannot stop building, right? You just have to make things happen in your world all the time. So it's the same, it's here, you know, be ready to learn the skills. I haven't seen the doctor being a doctor without studying the medicine. I don't know if you've seen it, Adrian, but I haven't seen it, right? It's just like they need to go through certain, you know, years, and even once they are done, if they don't keep educating, if they don't go to different seminars and events on a you know, monthly and a yearly basis, what's gonna happen? After 3, 4, 5 years, this doctor is outdated, right? You can't do the things anymore because the technology is changing and all the things are changing. So again, you know, be ready to learn, be ready to, you know, always invest in yourself, and success is there.
There's so much great stuff there, and you are exactly right. I think a lot about that. I think it's very natural, but we all sort of have this like, oh, I'm gonna recruit a Dino and then I'm set. And the problem is that even like that's not going to happen. And the only way it's going to happen, and the only way you're going to keep somebody like that, is that you have to show the behavior. Like they have to believe that you're working as hard as they are. Or why are they going to work that hard for you and choose to want to go with you if they're hungry like that? And so it's a daily thing, right? I watch what my dad has done and the leaders that he works with, and it's all about that he has to show them that he's willing to work as hard as they are, that he wants to roll up his sleeves, and that creates this culture that we all build and that it grows really big. And so you're exactly right about that too.
That's correct. Yeah. And he's the perfect example of how the things are done when it comes to building relationships, caring about people, just being always genuine to people, and you can't go wrong. You can't go wrong.
That's right. And it's a lot of fun doing it that way, because you actually, you build these great bonds.
Absolutely. So.
Well, Dino, thank you so much. It's such a pleasure to have you on here. Thanks for sharing your wisdom, and look forward to getting to see you on some of your world travels here in the year to come.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me, and have a great day, and hope to see you soon as well.
All right. Take care. Bye-bye.